Alright, so we back with another video. Today I gotta give y'all the update on the team of the season for world football. We're gonna be ranking, or not ranking, we're just gonna be putting in the best player at all the positions in football. We're gonna be using, I guess, a 4-2-1-3. This is pretty much the most popular formation in the world with the double pivot. So yeah, y'all do want more videos like this, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe. I'm gonna try to do this monthly. I'm gonna have a couple videos in rotation monthly for the world football videos. I'm gonna keep going with the players of the year so far. I guess players, top 10 players in the world, the top 10 teams in the world. And there was another video, but I forgot. But yeah, if y'all do want more of these, like the video. Hope you like the video. Subscribe, all that good stuff out the way. Let's hop into it. Alright, so hopping into it, you see it. We got our little 4-2-1-3. You could call it a 4-3-3. I don't really care what you want to call it. Let's get into it though. Started out, we gotta start it with the goal keep. Now, honestly, goal keep is probably the hardest one to really rank because, in my opinion, from who I've seen so far, I think Joan Garcia has probably been the best goalkeeper I've seen. It's either him or Alisson. Both have been out with injury, so it's kind of tough to put them there. But Joan Garcia having the impact he's had on Barca, where that team is defensively, I think a lot of the issues that they have are kind of easier to talk about because they're getting, the goals are actually going in. Regardless of how many chances they allow, the goals are going in. But I think if Joan Garcia is there, that's not going to be as consistent. But because he missed games, I'm going to actually go with another guy that is very deserving because of the team. They don't allow really any goals. David Raya. I don't know why I said that like that, but yeah, let's just add him. David Raya, I think he's been very, very good for Arsenal. Arsenal defense has been very, very good, and I don't think it's really that much of a hot take to say David Raya is the goalkeeper so far for the team of the season. Now, right back. Now, I know a lot of Arsenal fans gonna want me to put somebody here, but I don't think this one is too close, if I'm being honest. It's Hakimi. Yeah, it's Hakimi. Hakimi, literally, in my opinion, is the best right back in the world last year. He's the best right back in the world again this year. Now, I like Timber. I don't think it's close. I don't even know if Timber's all the way better than Koundé, but I do think he's been better than Koundé this year. So I think he's been better than Koundé this year, but is he a better player? That's a different one. Last year, it was definitely Koundé. But maybe because it's a balancing. Last year, Koundé was better. This year, Timber is it's debatable this year. I think Koundé just has to do more. I do think with Timber getting more involved in the attack is kind of making it a little bit more interesting with some of these fullbacks. But I don't think he can talk to Hakimi. I will be honest. The only thing Timber is probably better at than Hakimi is defensively. I think Hakimi, he can get forward sometimes that, you know what I'm saying, he can get caught off. Like, he can get caught too far forward and stuff like that on the counter. But Hakimi's so fast that it genuinely doesn't matter majority of the time. But, yeah, overall, as a defender, you're more likely to get past Hakimi than you are to get past Timber. So, I give Timber that. Then we got the center backs. Now, center backs is actually kind of tough this season. It's a couple of people I can really think of. I'm going to go ahead and do the left center back because I want to say Van Dijk, but I actually got to go. This due to the fact that the sheer amount of goals this brother is scoring, you gotta go there. I think Van Dijk has been I was gonna say Van Good. That's crazy. I didn't even mean to say that. Very good is what I meant to say. I think he's been very good. It's just the team around him. They have no midfield to counter, to play the counter. They have no press in the attack, and the back line has been awful. Now I won't lie, Konate has started to play a little bit better recently, but early on, when they were winning, the only constant they had defensively was Van Dijk. Szoboszlai at right back was probably the best help he had in terms of consistency. So I do think Van Dijk has been good, but he's a left center back. So who can I put right center back? I'm trying to think. Could just be a double. Could be a double Arsenal, but Saliba has missed some games, so I don't know if I want to go Saliba. To be real, who can I go here? To be honest, maybe Upamecano. Is Upamecano a left center back or right center back? I actually don't know. Should I even do it based off that? It's not been too many good right center backs I'm thinking of. Militao has actually been pretty good. I won't lie. Militao has actually been pretty good for Madrid. I thought Dean Huijsen would be the best center back. Militao's actually probably been better. I'm trying to think though. I'm not putting an Arsenal rotation center back as a starter. I'm not doing that. That's a tough one. I may gotta come back to that one. Left back. I don't think this one is even remotely a conversation. Nuno. Nuno, come on, man. I'm gonna be honest. This is the best defensive player in football. If you want to put goalkeepers in there, center backs, fullbacks, he's the best. He's the best. He was the best last year. He's the best this year. I don't really get the convos around him. The brothers' catalog he had last year was ridiculous, and then what he's done again this year is just, come on. Now I don't the convos that people was trying to have with the Nuno, Lamine, I ain't gonna lie, I ain't really see what y'all was seeing. I think that was easily his worst game. I didn't even think the Club World Cup game that Nuno had against Chelsea, that was worse, but I don't think nobody did him one-on-one the way Lamine was doing him. Like, he literally had 2 fouls that probably should have been both yellows, and then outside of that, he got cooked a couple times. But for the most part, Nuno actually had a pretty good game because he still had some other plays. He didn't just get cooked. He had some plays where he did get stops. And when he got stops, a lot of the times, it resulted in a very good counter because of Nuno. Nuno is a very two-way guy. You know what I'm saying? He can be very good in attacking and very good in defensively. And that's kind of very important now in football when it comes to the fullbacks. So, yeah, I think Nuno is the best defender in the world. Next, we got the midfield. I think the clear-cut midfielder that's going to be in here is 100%. I don't think anyone is going to argue this one. I think it's going to be some Madrid guys that may argue this, but I don't really like, that's just bias at that point. I don't really know what to tell you at that point. Pedri is a clear cut in here for this season because we're just basing it off this season. We're not talking about who's the better player. We're talking about who's been the best this season. I think Pedri's been the best midfielder this season, and he's probably the best midfielder in the world. So that's the double whammy. So yeah, Pedri goes in there on the double pivot. On the other side of Pedri, honestly, you can say a lot of people here. I think Rice is a fair one. I think Rice is honestly a fair one, but I'm going to actually go Caicedo. I think Caicedo, he did have a rough game. I would say Pedri, where he's more so like a consistent 8, and then he has those occasional 10s. I think the game he had against Madrid, that's probably the worst game you'll see from Pedri. And that was still like a 7.5. I think he was still very good in that game. I think what Madrid did was pretty much more impressive than what PSG did. Because what PSG did, they saw they couldn't really play through the midfield, so they aborted it. What Madrid did is they put a body on him, double teamed him, sometimes triple teamed him, and still tried to play through the midfield with Bellingham. And Bellingham did a pretty good job in that game. That was probably the best game I've ever seen Bellingham play, to be real. So I give Madrid credit for that. But acting like, I've seen people say that the only reason Pedri didn't have a crazy Pedri game is because Bellingham, when that's not really true. I wouldn't even argue in that game. I know a lot of people love Bellingham. Camavinga was better in that game. Camavinga was fantastic in that game. Like, he was, bro, Camavinga was ridiculous in that game. I don't really understand why he gets treated the way he does in Madrid. Maybe it's because of the injuries. I don't know, but yeah, that's a really good player. That Camavinga is a very good player. I won't lie. But yeah, I got Caicedo on the other side. Either Caicedo or Rice. I think Caicedo is a better balance for Pedri as well. But also, I prefer Caicedo overall. I think in terms of set pieces and stuff like that, it's definitely Rice. But in play, I think Caicedo's better passer. I think he's a better defensive player. And I think he, low-key, has a probably better shot. He's probably a better finisher, too, to me. That one may be more debatable. But I think all the other ones, I would definitely say Caicedo personally. But I think a ball carrier, Rice. Set piece, Rice. What else? I don't know. Outside of that, maybe stamina. Stamina, engine, Rice. For sure, Rice. But yeah, I think that's just like an English thing, though. Then we have the 10. I'm gonna do this late because we're gonna explain 3 of these guys. Because these 3 gotta get in here. I don't care. Now, right here, if we do it based off this year, I would say Lamine if we just doing player. Because, I mean, he's arguably the best player in the world. But Lamine, he's missed some games. And then he had a game like he had against Madrid where they put 2 on him the whole game. He was pretty much obsolete. I think he was much better in the PSG game than he was in the Madrid game where he actually was able to make some plays in that game. But, you know, he just didn't have a great game against Madrid at all. This is like the first time that we've seen him have it was a big game. He just did not do anything. I guess it depends how you feel about the Nations League, that final. That wasn't good either. But for the most part, that's 2 bad games in the full of 2025. I don't really, But Olise, I do think he deserves some praise for what he's doing. It is the Bundesliga. I won't lie. But we're going to have the other guy in here, so what's the problem? It's not really a problem. So, yeah. Next, we got the striker. Now, striker is very tough because we have a 3-horse race. You got Kane, you got Haaland, you got Mbappe. Now, I'm going to do it where I can fit all 3 in. That's why we got 3 slots. I think Kane, he's played the 10 this year. He's played striker, but he's played the 10 this year. And I think he's just a more playmaking, not as, athletic, gifted as the other 2. So I'm going to put him behind the striker where he can play that 10 and he's going to be fantastic. Servicing and even scoring goals. He might actually be the best finisher out of the 3 though. I won't lie. But those 3 are pretty nasty when it comes to finishing. So that's real debates. But when it comes to who's going to play the striker, I think it's kind of obvious. Because he's the only one that really can only play striker, Haaland. But I honestly do think Haaland is the best striker of the 3. I genuinely, honestly believe that. I think when it comes to, just look at what he did I don't think any of the 3 played a defense to the level of what Arsenal has. Look at what Haaland made that back line look like. He made them look like little boys. And he's doing it in the Premier League. I do think the Premier League is the best league in the world in terms of the competitiveness week in, week out. I won't lie, but the only thing I would say about the Premier League compared to like teams like Barcelona and Madrid, they don't have to play a team on the level of Barcelona and Madrid. There's no team in the Premier League but maybe Arsenal this year that's on the level of those 2 teams. So it is a little tough because the only team he will really play is Arsenal, who has a better defense than either one of those teams by far. So gotta give him that. But I do think the consistency throughout the league just makes it better than any other league. I don't think like the top end is as good as maybe a Bayern, maybe a PSG. But you gotta think about it. Who is Bayern playing that's on the level of Bayern? Nobody. Who is PSG playing on the level of PSG? Nobody. It's really only the Liga that has really 2 teams on that level. Now, it's been previous years where I think Premier League has had maybe City and Liverpool very, very dominant at the same time. I can't really think of any other times recently where they had 2 just straight dominant teams besides those 2 teams at the same time. But yeah, and then last but not least, you already know Mbappe, who might genuinely be the best player in the world right now this season. I'm going to be real though. When I do my team, my player rankings, I don't know who I'm going to have out of the 3. I know I'm going to have Kane 3rd because Bundesliga, like I was just saying, in comparison to like the Liga, like I was saying in comparison to Premier League, I think Premier League has the most level of competition in terms of week in, week out. You really don't have a week off for real in Premier League. La Liga, you have weeks off, but there is a team that's literally on the same level. Like, when it comes to Bundesliga, like, bro, every week is damn near just a stat game. Like, it's just what it is. Like, you can say similar things about La Liga for a lot of the weeks, but that's literally every week in Bundesliga. It's just what it is. So, I don't know. But the fact that they are literally 14-0, including the Champions League, playing one of those Premier Leagues, so you got to give Kane credit for that because they literally played Chelsea. The Club World Cup champions, by the way. You got to give him credit for that. Now, center back. I still haven't came to a decision on this. I don't even remember who I originally put there, honestly. This is a tough one. I'm probably just going to put Van Dijk. Because I like Pacho, but he's a left-sided center back. All the good center backs I can think of are left-sided center back. Even bro from Inter, that his name is slipping my mind. He's a left-sided center back. So all the center backs I'm thinking of that I really want to put on here are left-sided center backs. So right-sided center back, we're gonna do a cop out. I'm going with VVD. Verge. Come on, man. Yeah, we're going with Verge. So yeah, that's our team of the season so far. Hey, man. Hey, try to construct a team that's beating this. I don't think you can. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of gave y'all some ammo with y'all be able to get like players like, I ain't gonna lie, a underrated shout, by the way, Osman. Hey, Osman in Champions League is looking different. Osman is looking different. It's just no way he can get in over Kane, Haaland, or Mbappe. It's just no way. But that fourth slot, he looking like he got that stamped. He looking good. I can't lie. But yeah, team of the season. Only one I'm really questioning is that right center back. I don't think anything is really up for too much debate outside of that. It's only 2 Arsenal players. Is it any PSG players? There are two. Okay, I was gonna say. It's only 1 Barca player. Only 1. Low-key, if I did go right-sided center back, it probably would be Militao. I'm trying to think of anybody else, though. Like, guys like Gueye, he plays in a 3-back. So it's kind of hard to kind of gauge that one. Yeah, I'll probably say Virgil van Dijk. And I'll just keep it there. So, yeah. That's my team of the season so far. Y'all do one more, like the video. Hope you like the video, subscribe, all that good stuff out the way. Without further ado, man, it's your boy Fitz. I'm out of here.
Tell them to bring me my money. Yeah!